Lao Wan and his family of 3 spent all their savings on a large apartment, but as soon as they moved in, they noticed that the building seemed to be leaning. Here's how it started. The son placed a marble on the floor, and it rolled quickly toward the balcony. To confirm this strange phenomenon, Lao Wan placed another marble, but this time it didn't move at all. His wife comforted him, saying, "You're overthinking it. How could the building be tilted?" Lao Wan didn't think much of it, but that night, something strange happened. After a heavy rain, the entire building sank by 5 centimeters. They were unaware of it while sleeping. But the next morning, Lao Wan noticed that the smooth pavement in front of his door had developed deep cracks. He immediately reported it to the property management company, hoping they would fix it quickly, but the company delayed action for several days to save money. Unexpectedly, a violent tremor woke Lao Wan early the next morning. When he opened the window, he saw the cracks in the road widening rapidly. Residents panicked and fled, and the ceiling suddenly collapsed. Lao Wan thought it was an earthquake, but the next moment, the entire building plummeted into a massive sinkhole. Fortunately, the building was stuck midair and did not continue to fall. At that moment, his wife, who had just finished shopping for groceries, returned home and saw that their house had suddenly disappeared, leaving her frozen in shock. She assumed her son was with Old Wan, but when Old Wan opened his son's bedroom door, he found the room empty. Just as Old Wan was at a loss, a car suddenly plummeted from the sky and crashed directly into his living room. Inside the car was his colleague. Old Wan rushed to help but accidentally broke the car handle, causing the car to start sliding backward. The colleague desperately grabbed the handle, but as they were about to fall, the building plummeted again, just catching the edge of the car, saving the colleague from certain death. Old Wan quickly pulled the colleague out of the car, and they began searching for other survivors. They ran to the roof to call for help, but found there was no signal. Desperate to seek assistance, they shouted toward the deep pit, but received no response. Meanwhile, the families outside were anxiously pacing back and forth. When the rescue team arrived, they sent several brave members down the pit to scout the area, but suddenly rocks began falling, forcing them to retreat. They switched to using a drone for reconnaissance, but the drone lost signal mid-flight and crashed onto the building's roof. The survivors saw the drone return and were overjoyed. Thinking rescue had arrived, a man picked up the drone and shouted desperately, but this noise triggered a second building collapse, causing violent tremors that nearly knocked everyone off balance. Old Wan's colleague, unfortunately, slid down the slope toward the edge of the building, and a kind-hearted female neighbor tried to pull him back. She saw a roll of electrical wire nearby, quickly crawled over, and threw it to her colleague, thinking that with enough force, she could pull him back. However, the electrical wire had deteriorated from exposure to wind and sun and snapped instantly. Fortunately, everyone grabbed Old Wan's feet, preventing his colleague from falling into the abyss. At that moment, the drone signal was restored, and it slowly rose out of the deep pit. The rescue team quickly deployed supplies and communication equipment. Based on the footage transmitted by the drone, they finally managed to contact their families. Old Wan received a call from his wife and learned that she hadn't taken her son out to buy